Thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Barbier, your host for the Cox OC Connection. With us today from Computers for Our Kids is James Watson. He's a general manager. And joining James is Fred Castro, who's a UEI intern and works very closely with Computer for Our Kids. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
James, what was the reasoning behind Computer for Our Kids?
I was working for a company at the time that was recycling their computers, and they were actually recycling them. They were being destroyed. And I had, at that time, my daughter was 2, and she had hand-eye coordination with the mouse. Mm-hmm. The PCs weren't fast enough for a college student or an adult, but they were really good for a small child. And my daughter had hand-eye coordination, so I took it and I started repurposing them.
And so this started when your daughter was 2. How old is she today?
She's 14.
14. Okay, do the math. 12 years. And how have you seen the program grow over the past 12 years?
It's grown a lot. We went from my garage to a small warehouse to a larger warehouse, and one more expansion to the warehouse we're presently in.
Congratulations, and it's just a huge need. Every headline you're reading and anyone you're talking to or research is kids are learning more and more in the classroom on computers, and if they go home and don't have a computer, there's just a huge divide there. Can you talk to me a little bit about the mission of Computers for Our Kids?
Well, that's what we're trying to do, is improve the computer to student ratio in some of the schools,
Mm-hmm.
because we built labs in some of the schools, so there's more computers for students. But also for the IT students, we have interns that come in and they do work with us. They learn how to wipe them out, load them up, troubleshoot them, and get them back out through a program that we're in called Microsoft Registered Refurbishing.
Okay. And I understand there's 3 issues that you're working for through your mission. Can you talk about those issues?
Computer student ratio
Mm-hmm.
was one. The second one was a learning experience for IT students. And the third was inner city children. We feel every child should have a computer at home. And by utilizing this refurbishing program with Microsoft, we make it available to them.
Wonderful. Fred, you're an intern with UEI. How did you get involved with Computers for Our Kids?
Well, technical schools require that you have some on-hands experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I requested a location that had a high volume of computer repairs. And I like the idea that we're doing something other than for business. We're giving back to a group of people.
And where did the computers, the hardware, come from?
Just about anywhere. We request donations from companies. We'll take donations from people who have just upgraded.
We get county surplus, we get corporations that donate, we get residents that donate. It's nice when corporations donate, because then you have a lot of machines that are identical, and then you can mass, produce them.
And would you identify that as a need in a way that the community can help grow your organization, is by bringing their refurbished or their computers that they no longer need over to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Please.
Please do. That's my question to get you a call to action.
We definitely need that.
And Fred, James had mentioned something about the internship program.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how students are actually helping through that refurbished process?
The computers come in, they're donated by companies primarily, but we have to review each of the computers to see that they meet hardware requirements. We download software that may be useful to the families that want to buy them. What we do as interns is pre-check them to make sure that the hardware is correct. We upgrade them if necessary, and then we download the software required to make them useful again.
And James, who generally receives these types of computers from you?
They're low-income families,
Okay.
and they have to show some form of documentation showing that they are receiving some type of financial aid.
And currently, how are these families learning about your program?
Well, Google did a marketing campaign. We get $10,000 worth of AdWords a month.
Oh, okay, that's great.
So it
That
kinda
helps.
But yeah, it's just everybody in the community knows, word of mouth, and everybody talks. And we're in several different collaboratives.
And how much would this kind of computer cost a family?
$100.
Okay. And if a student came to you and said, I really want a computer, but I don't have the money right now, is there any program, assistance, or scholarship that they can do?
We have a volunteer program. So if you come and you do 80 hours of community service, you can earn a computer.
I absolutely love that. So work for something, and then you see the value in it because you worked hard for that piece of hardware. And when you get the hardware, what does it come with any type of software uploaded to it?
You get the flat screen.
Okay.
You get the tower, and you get Windows 7.
Okay.
And you get Microsoft Office 2010.
Nice.
And an antivirus.
So everything that you need.
Everything that you need.
And then, as we know, it's more than just the hardware. It's internet safety. So the families feeling comfortable, the children feeling comfortable. I know that you provide some kind of training sometimes with those computers, but just for the people watching at home right now, do you have a couple tips that you could share with us?
I suggest that the family keep the computer out in the open. In other words, not in a bedroom, out where you can see it as you walk by. I also suggest that you have some type of pledge, in other words, with your children, that if they see something inappropriate, they should say something, or if something's going on, they should, because there's viruses, there's all kinds of stuff out there. There's porn, there's hate sites, there's a lot. So also I see that children are more versatile on the computer than the parent. So I suggest to the parent not to try to be smarter than the child on the computer, but to learn how to manage the computer by using a filter.
Exactly.
So yeah, get some kind of web filter, and there's free ones out there.
Okay, great. Well, those are some great tips. And if people want to learn more about your program, where can they go?
They can go to www.k4rk.org. That's the letter K, the number 4, the letter R, the letter K.org. Okay. And they can also call us.
Perfect. Well, you two are doing some really vital work, and there's a huge need out there, so thank you for what you do every day, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And for you at home, we'll be right back after this quick break.